What's poppin', YouTube? We back with a video.
I don't hear my mom.
Ew.
I don't know from where. Hey, YouTube. Today, you want to tell them what we talking about today?
It's your story.
Yours too.
Mine too? Alright.
Today we have a story time. Well, it's going to be in the title anyway.
Alright, just talk.
Today we have a story time of a situation.
Yeah, situation.
Situation where I was almost kidnapped. That sounds so weird. Can you just tell them?
Can I just tell them? Alright, so when did it happen? You know the exact date.
February 28th.
So February 28th,
2021.
Amanda was almost kidnapped, and we're gonna tell you the story of how it happened.
Yeah. You ready?
Yeah. So you want to start off with we was at work, right?
Yeah, so we were at work. She's going to tell you some parts too because she wasn't there, but she was on the phone with me when it was happening.
Yeah.
So
it's her side, then there's my side.
Yeah.
It's hot.
So it is hot. It's really hot. Yeah, so I was working late. We were working kind of late that day, and she was waiting with me at the bus stop for like 40 minutes, right? Whatever, I'm on the bus for mad long. I finally get to my next bus, and it's dark outside, and it was raining this day, and I remember was I on the phone with you at this time?
I don't know. You gotta say what you're
But
talking about.
the bus was coming in my next bus was coming in 45 minutes, and I was not waiting. That bus, I only have to take it like 5 stops maybe from where I was at, from a train station to my house or whatever. So it was like 5 stops. It's like a 10-minute bus ride. Driving is like 5-7 minutes, right? Because it's just one straight path. And I wasn't waiting. It was dark and raining, like I said. So I was like, I called my mom and I told her like the bus was taking mad long, whatever. Can you call me an Uber? So my mom's like, all right, whatever. So I'm calling my Uber. My first Uber, he got lost, and he was 2 minutes away. Somehow he said he was 20 minutes away. For that, I might as well wait the 45 minutes for the bus. Like, so I canceled that bus ride. Then I called another one. I mean that Uber. I said that bus. I called. I'm talking too fast. Like
You're not.
Okay. Oof, I'm nervous. I called another Uber. He canceled on me. I don't know why. He just did.
Wait, so you canceled the first one because he got lost, and then you called another one, and he canceled?
He canceled on me.
Yeah.
Well, I think the first one canceled on me. The second one got lost. The third one, I'm on the phone with my sister this whole time too, and I actually have screenshots of my Uber rides because I was like, he's taking 20 minutes. So, sometimes if you cancel a trip, they still charge you. So I took a screenshot to show that it was 20 minutes, so they won't charge me for canceling that ride. So, I called one more Uber, whatever, and he's like 4 minutes away, so I'm waiting. First of all, it's COVID. Like, you're supposed to be wearing a mask. My Uber driver wasn't wearing a mask, and
he wasn't wearing a mask?
No. And they're also supposed to have like a plastic or something like right in the middle that separates them and the passengers. And he didn't have that, but sometimes they don't have that, and I don't be caring. Like, I just, like, I don't know, being in New York, you just want to get to where you have to go. If I'm wearing a mask and you wearing a mask, I don't care about the plastic in the middle that's separating us, whatever. But he wasn't wearing a mask either. But I'm like, you know what, it takes me 5-7 minutes to get home. That's it. Like, I have my mask on. That's all.
And the first 2 Ubers were canceled.
Yeah,
so
and I wasn't, and
home.
it's raining. I'm just trying to get home. So, I get in the Uber, and every time I get in an Uber, I automatically, like, my sister, my mom, and Dejana automatically get my rides. They can see, I share my rides with them or whatever. I felt a little weird. I was just like, whatever, I just want to get home. And I'm telling my sister, Dejana called me, so I was on the phone with my sister, and I told her, right, I'm going to be on the phone with Dejana. Whatever, you're tracking me. We also have the Life 360 app where we can track each other, me, my mom, my sister, and Dejana too. But
you think you're in it enough? That's better, right?
Yeah, it is. So, Yeah, I get in the Uber, and I'm on the phone with Dejana, and what happened? We're just driving, right? And like I said, it's a straight path from where I was at to my house. You only make one turn, which is on the corner by my house, but that's like all the way at the end. We're driving, and like in the area, there's like a bunch of warehouses. I don't know if they're abandoned, but nobody's working there at nighttime. There's nobody there, but a bunch of trucks and like vans storage factories, parking lots. Weird stuff. Is very weird. You see like there's always like prostitutes in that area. You can see clothes, heels, mattresses, stuff all over the ground and stuff. So we get to like a stop sign, and everybody who drives that way, they don't pay attention to the stop sign because there's never traffic. Like the only people who really drive that way is the bus stop. Cars sometimes, the bus, yeah. Cars sometimes, like if they're just driving past, but nobody really goes through there. So my driver stops at a stop sign, and next to him a van pulls up, one of them kidnapping vans. He pulls up right next to him, and I don't know if they exchanged words. I keep saying that. I don't know. It happened so fast. I don't think they did, but they did make eye contact. I did see his face turn. But the van drives away. I don't know where it went. I don't know if it went straight or turned. It was dark, so I couldn't see. But my driver starts to turn, and I'm like, you don't need to turn here. She was talking. We were on the phone.
Do not enter sign.
Yeah, so we were on the phone, and she was talking, and I'm just like cutting her off, and I'm like, you don't need to turn here. And he still turned. He made that turn. So I said it again. I'm like, you don't need to turn here. And he goes, and he locks his car door. And I look up, and I see a do not enter sign. Why are you entering? That says do not enter.
Why are you entering?
Yeah, so I'm like panicking. I'm already paranoid as is. But something's just, I don't know. I'm just always paranoid, and I felt uncomfortable. So when I said it the second time, he just said, he heard me, and he started speeding up. So I'm like, I'm getting off. What I said?
I'm gonna tell it when I tell myself.
I was like, I'm getting out. I don't remember, like I do remember saying that, but I remember thinking I'm getting out, but I don't remember saying it out loud. And I opened that car door, and I jumped out of that car. And as I'm trying to get out, he's speeding up. If you're not trying to kidnap me, why are you speeding up? Why? Into a do not enter area. Like, it was scary. I remember getting out the car, and I'm going to let you start, and then I'll continue with the rest of it, because that's kind of where we stopped talking or whatever. So, all right. So I got out the car. I hurt myself because the car is speeding up, so I'm trying to like jump out of a moving vehicle. And go ahead.
Alright. Okay, so my side of the story, I remember you was waiting for the bus, and you was telling me it's like 45 minutes away, and that you were just gonna take an Uber. Eventually, she got in an Uber. I don't know if I called you or you called me. I don't remember, but we were on the phone. And we were talking, and I noticed she was quiet. And in my head, like I already knew, like she wasn't responding. Yeah,
paranoia.
She wasn't responding to me, but I just knew, like, all right, she just, I don't know.
Wait, I'm a very observant person, and I'm paranoid. So when I'm outside, I'm always watching my surroundings. I'm always like reading people's body language and stuff like that. So, like she said, I was quiet on the phone, so she already knew I was being paranoid.
Yes, I already knew she was being, I don't want to say paranoid, but like you were just not paying attention to me. Your focus was somewhere else. Your focus was on like where you were going and stuff. And then, so I heard her say to him, she's like, excuse me, you don't need to.
I didn't say excuse me.
You didn't?
No, I just said you don't need to turn here.
Now you were saying excuse me though.
Go ahead. I didn't say excuse me. Listen, I said you don't need to turn here. That's all I said.
And then you were saying excuse me.
No, I said what the hell first.
Alright, yeah, you did say, I remember hearing say, what the hell? And then you was like, you don't need to turn it. You did say, excuse me, you trying to get his attention.
Okay, I don't remember that.
It all happened like this. Like, it was quick. Like, it was quick. It happened fast. Okay. But, she was trying to get his attention and saying, you don't need to turn here, you don't need to turn here. And then, I didn't hear him. I didn't hear nothing. He didn't say nothing to you. He was like, all I hear is her. all I hear is her saying, "You don't need to turn here," like multiple times saying that, and I guess he's not responding, obviously, because she keeps saying it. So then she's like, "Oh no, I'm getting out," and then next thing I hear is like, you was screaming like.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing because I'm nervous. Go ahead.
Yeah, like next thing I hear, she was screaming like, she said, "Best friend, he's trying to take me. He's taking me," and then but she was screaming and like crying. So then I'm like oh no, the whole time I'm like, what, like.
Yeah.
It's not funny, but like in the moment though, it's like,
Scary.
like what are you
What's
talking about? He's
going
taking you,
on?
yeah. So, cause I'm home,
Yeah,
you know, and she's on her, yeah. So she's like, he's taking me. So then I'm like, in my head, I'm just thinking like, what? Like I kind of didn't know what to do, cause it's like, what can I do? Like, you on the phone with me, so you don't have time to stop, call the police, call your mom, call whoever. So it's like, dang, what can I do? Whatever. So then she gets out and she's telling me you ran into like an alley or something, right? Like you ran.
He turned into an alley.
So where did you run into? Cause you said I ran into
alley.
this. You was. Messing up our video, bro. She was telling me, you told me you ran into an alley. I don't know if you did or
we were
that's what you
in
said.
an alley, so I had to run up the alley. He turned into it at the end of the alley.
Okay.
So I had to run backwards to go.
Yeah. All right. So she ran back out, and then I'm trying to remember the last thing she said, because you were talking and then the phone just went silent. Like, you know how it sounds when like you're on the phone with somebody and they mute their phone? That's how it sounded. Like, it was just silence. Like, I didn't even. It's not like she wasn't talking and I heard like outside noise. It was just dead silence. So I'm like, wait. I didn't know what to do, because I'm like, dang, I don't want to hang up and call back, or like I didn't want to hang up the phone because, you know, I wasn't trying to hang up. So then I'm thinking, I'm like, right. So I went and grabbed my father's phone. I called her mother.
Thank God you have her number.
Yeah, I went and I called her mother from my dad's phone, and she wasn't answering. So I text her, I'm like, oh, like pick up, it's Dejana or whatever, and I think she wasn't answering because she was already on the phone with you, right? Or Damaris. Oh, so I don't know, maybe she was, I don't know, but she didn't answer. And so then eventually the phone came back, like as though like I said, it sounded like the mute was on. So as though like the phone was unmuted. So I'm hearing, like I hear just background or whatever. So I'm like, hello Amanda, and then the phone just hung up. So it's like, I don't know, in my head I'm thinking like, I couldn't believe it, honestly. That was my, like, I couldn't really believe, like, yo, is this happening? Like,
yeah.
In my head, you know what I thought? You know what I thought happened?
Yeah,
I thought the guy got you, took your phone, and hung up. Like, you know how in Taken, how he's on the phone with the kidnapper and he's like, good luck, and then he just hangs the phone up?
Yeah.
That's
how it felt.
Yeah, that's what I thought was happening. So I'm like, so now, I don't know. You can tell.
Yeah, I can tell. But before I finish, do you remember, before I say it, do you remember anything else I was saying to you when I got out the car?
When you got out the car?
What else did I say to you?
Oh yeah, when she got out the car, she was saying like I guess he turned the car around and like went back. She was saying like he's coming back to me or whatever. Yeah, that's what I remember hearing you say.
You don't remember? It was something so funny because I said it to everybody I spoke to. I was like, call my mom, but don't hang up.
Oh yeah.
Like,
yeah, I do remember that. She's like, call my mom.
I was like,
call my mom, no, don't hang up.
Yes, I was screaming like, okay, so yeah, that's her side from her end on the phone with me.
Yeah.
So yeah, I remember getting out the car and I fell face down. My shoe fell off. Something fell out my hand. I think because I have my mace. I always carry. Should I say that on camera?
Nah, say it.
I always carry my keychain with stuff on it in my hand when I get in Ubers, whenever I'm outside. But it fell out my hand because I fell out the car, like out of a moving vehicle. And I look up and I see lights. It's like it happened like it's in a movie. Like
yeah.
I look up and I just see lights. And it's raining. It's nighttime. Like, oh my God.
You almost hit your head with the door too, right?
Yes, the door was open. Like when I got out the car, he was going so fast that the door was like swinging. I almost looked up and hit my head. Like thank God I kept my head down because I should I say? Yeah, like I have epilepsy. So if the door would have hit my head, I could have gotten a seizure right there. He would have really been able to snatch me up or whatever. My first instinct was just get up, and so I don't know why I grabbed my shoe. I grabbed my shoe and my keychain, whatever fell. I had like a second. I grabbed it all, and I'm running, And I'm on the phone with her, and I'm like, best friend, help me. Like,
Yeah.
whatever. I'm like, help me.
I already said it when you said best friend, he's taking me. I said it, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm like, help me. Like, I'm screaming. I'm like, he's taking me. And I'm crying. Like, thank God I had my AirPods in, because, like, if I would have had to hold my phone, too, that's too much for me to hold while I'm trying to run.
Your phone was in your pocket, right? He was mad close.
Yeah. My phone was in my pocket, and I had my AirPods in. So, yeah, I'm just screaming for help, and I'm running down. And then my sister, like I said, she also has my location. And my sister she told me that same day, before I even hung up with her, she didn't want to hang up the phone with me, but I'm just like, Dejan is calling me, so I'm gonna answer. So she was watching my ride the whole time, and she said that in 3 minutes later, this all happened within 3 minutes, because 3 minutes later she got a notification that my Uber trip ended. And it's like, Amanda's not home yet. And she has a screenshot of where he ended the ride, which was around the corner from where I jumped out at. So when I got up, he made a U-turn, and I guess he was trying to come back to get me or something, I'm not sure, but the direction I was running was the opposite direction of traffic, so he wouldn't, like, he could have, yeah, he could have, like, came and tried to grab me or whatever, but like I said, I'm running the opposite direction of traffic, so he could have caused an accident or something, you know. So somehow, in me being on the phone with her, my sister called me. I didn't answer because I don't have my phone in my hand. So my sister said eventually I ended up calling her back right away. I don't remember that. I don't know how I did it. I don't know if I took out my phone. That's all a blur to me. I just remember being on the phone with my sister and running, and I'm like screaming. I'm like, he's kidnapping me. I actually told my sister, I asked for her boyfriend, and I said, tell him to come get me. I need help, something like that. And I was just like, he's taking me. I can't keep doing this. He's coming back. I remember turning around, and I see just rain and like headlights, like just white lights at my way. And I'm like, I can't keep doing this. And I stopped at a corner, and I told my sister, like, I can't do this. He's going to take me. And in that second, I always say, in that 1 second I stopped, I put my shoe on. And my sister said, Amanda, you have to keep going. Like, don't stop. And I was like, I can't. And she's like, Amanda, keep running. So then I kept running. And I always pay attention to where I'm at, like I said. And my mom always told me, like, pay attention to where you're at. So I'm just, like, yelling out the buildings that I'm seeing as I'm, like, running. This happened by my house because, like I said, I was only 10 minutes away. And this happened 3 minutes later. So the rest of those 7 minutes was me basically running home. So I'm in my area. I know where I'm at. My sister and my mom knows, like, they know where I'm at. So I'm just yelling out the buildings that I'm seeing. Like, we have, like, a Planet Fitness by me. So I'm just yelling out, like, I'm by the Planet Fitness. I'm by the store. So they know where I'm at. And my mom is on the other line with my sister's on the other line with my mom, telling her what I'm saying. So, yeah, my mom's, like, running to me. And then I got to a corner, like, 2 blocks away from my house, and my mom was at that corner, like, running towards me or whatever. And I just remember, like, I just fell on my mom, and I'm crying, and I'm like, I can't do this, whatever. Yeah.
And then, so I guess when you got, this was before your mom came to get you, because then Damaris called me and was telling me, like, what happened. Like,
her.
She was saying, like, oh yeah, like, I told my mom she's on her way to get her, because her mother lives, like, right down the block. So it's like, yeah, like, if anything, if anybody could do something, it was her mother, because
her mom,
the cops take forever. Whenever they get around to get in there, Damaris was home, I was home, your mom was, like, right there. So
and when I met with my mom, she was on the phone with the police. I just remember her hearing her tell them my address or whatever. Yeah, Damaris called you, or you called her?
No, she called
you.
Wait, I don't know.
I think she did call you.
I think she called me too.
I don't remember how, because I don't even remember calling my sister to begin with, but somehow I called my sister. But we all, like, my mom, they all have each other's numbers and stuff, so for emergencies like this. And thank God, because
Life 360.
Yes, and
Download
the Life 360 app, it shows you, without having to pay for it, it shows you, the location, the speed. My mom was able to see on the app, like, you could see the history. She was able to see that the car was at 0 miles per hour, which is when he stopped, and then all of a sudden it went to 30. Which is when I was jumping out of the car. So it's like, why are you going so fast in 2 seconds, like, you know? So and like I said, we all have each other's numbers, so she was able to get in contact with my mom and my sister, or they contacted her, however, but we were all able to speak to each other. Somehow me, her, and my sister were on the phone together. I guess my sister did call you, and she was trying to like do 3-way, and then my mom called me. I don't remember, but somehow we was all on the phone. I don't know what happened with that Uber driver. I do have his name, his picture, I have his license, and I'm not gonna disclose the information I did get on him, but I did speak with some ambulance. What is it? EMT? The people in the ambulance. I feel bad. Yeah, I spoke with some EMT. They had to come check me out because I was really bruised up. I spoke with some police officers. I went to the precinct. I made a police report. I did everything I have to do. So I did all the things I should have done. I contacted Uber about the situation. Unfortunately, all Uber did was they got in contact with him and said that he needs to wear a mask, because I reported everything to Uber, and the only thing they got from it was he wasn't wearing a mask. So they contacted him and told him he needs to wear a mask, and they refunded me $5 in Uber cash for that trip.
Your trip was $7.
My trip was $7.08. They refunded me $5 in Uber cash. Why would I take an Uber after this just happened to me? Yeah, and so when I went to the precinct, they told me that unfortunately, because he didn't touch me or actually get to kidnap me, there's nothing they can really do, because it's kind of like my word against his. There's no proof. So when I went to the precinct, the officers, detectives that I spoke to, they did say, unfortunately, because nothing really happened, meaning that he didn't touch me or actually get away with kidnapping me, that they can't really make a report against attempted kidnap. But the information they gave to me about this driver and his vehicle, it's kind of weird that you guys have something on him already and still, you know. But I'm not going to disclose all of that. But yeah, I just wanted to make this video, one, because I wanted to speak about what happened to me. It's obviously left me traumatized, dealing with a lot of things. And I don't want this happening to anyone else. I see videos and I hear stories about this all the time, and it's scary, and it does happen. You never think it's going to happen to you, but it can. So
yeah, just pay attention. Pay attention to your surroundings. Just like pay attention to people's body language, what's going on, all of that. Just pay attention.
Always trust your gut.
Yeah.
I guess, you know, when you're in a situation, everything doesn't matter. You kind of just do. It's like fight or flight, and I was trying to fight for my life, I guess, even though I did want to give up. Shout out to my sister for telling me to keep running, because I was standing in that corner and I just saw him coming, and that was it. But
fight or flight is real though.
It is, of course.
It's real.
Yeah.
I know you know it's real, but when you experience it, like, it is real. Like, you could do anything you could do.
Yeah, you just, like I said, trusting your gut. Don't think that 1 minute it takes for you to think about something could cost you your life. And like I said, I always say this when I tell people this story. That 1 second it took for me to just throw on my second shoe was how I was able to run home, because I was wearing Vapor Max. So the heel?
The bubbles, right?
Yeah, it's like a really thick sole.
It's a bubble. Like, it's bubbles on.
Yeah.
You're literally walking on top of bubbles, so you're kind of inclined a little bit.
And the area, the area I was walking in with, like I said, because it's like warehouses and stuff, it's like hills, so it's like
it's driveways along the sidewalk.
Yeah, driveways. So you know, there's like the
sidewalk dips, then goes back up.
And stuff. So I was running through that on top of me already being unbalanced because I'm only wearing one shoe. So that 1 second it took for me to put my shoe on, I was able to make it home better. I didn't feel any pain. Even when the ambulance came, I was in pain, but not as much. It wasn't until the next day I woke up and
the
I
adrenaline was getting rid of all that.
And yeah, like I said, you know, stuff like that is real. You see all these birds?
Yeah, like, yeah. What y'all want?
Yeah, just, my mom has always taught me to pay attention to where you're at. And when I was younger, she would always, because I wasn't able to read when I was a little kid. Well, I was dumb. But like, you know, just pay attention to your surroundings, pay attention to buildings, and that's how I'm always like, okay, I'm by this building, so I know where I'm at, you know. So
Yeah.
by doing that, I was able to tell my sister where I was at. You know, just pay attention to your surroundings and always trust your gut.
Yeah, so with that being said, I hope everyone stays safe. We can't say it enough. Pay attention to your surroundings. Just pay attention. Don't be in your phone.
Yes, don't
like
be.
pay attention to just pay attention. That's the message.
That is the message.
Alright, so
if you have any questions, feel free to ask us anything. I think we're kind of open to answering any questions about the situation.
So like, comment, subscribe and all that. Yeah, that's it, right?
Yeah, we'll see you in our next video.